The only skill that you really need to become good at in network marketing? Inviting, yeah. The leaders will tell you, inviting. Okay. Where's that little dude? Yeah. Okay. So, I'm going to set a little scenario for you, okay? You are at a networking function and you're talking with somebody, you're asking them questions about themselves, and they're telling you all about themselves, about their grandmother and their wife and their kids and their business and the whole nine yards. And eventually, they get to a stage where they say, "So, Stephanie, what do you do?" What do you say? New skin, money, product, age long, and has anyone ever done that? Me? Yeah, everyone? Okay. Now, it's really easy when you know how. Now, we have this guy that we follow called Tom Schreiber. He's about this high, he's bald, he's fat, and he calls himself Big Al. But he's one of the funniest guys and one of the most entertaining and one of the best trainers, and probably the best generic trainer of network marketing in the world. And he talks about some skills that you can learn, and they're very, very easy to learn. Okay, we're just going to go through a few of them this morning. This afternoon. So, it's easy when you know how. So when somebody says to you, "Okay, Stephanie, what do you do?" Stephanie now is paying attention, of course. I thought she was going to have whiplash there for a second. It was more like this. Huh? Okay. So somebody says, "So what do you do, Stephanie?" And Stephanie says, and she has learned that this person is a young mum who has been out of the workforce for the last 7 or 8 years, and she wants to get, this is at coffee or something, and she wants to get back into the workforce, but is afraid that her skill set is not relevant. Okay? So here we go. Stephanie says, "You know how there's a whole stack of young women who have had children and they want to get back in the workforce and they're not sure whether they'll be relevant to the workforce today. Well, what I do is show them how to develop an income, because that's what they want. They don't necessarily want to go to work. They show them how to get an income working from home and being flexible around their kids. Let's say you're talking to a business person and they say, "What do you do?" And you say, "Well, you know how there's a lot of people in business these days who aren't making the profits that they thought they would in small business. Well, what I do is show them how to develop a second income that will pay all their credit cards and their lease and give their family a holiday at the end of the year." What do you think the reaction's going to be for both of those people? So how does that work? Tell me about that, okay? They're asking you to give them a presentation now. This is a good thing, all right? So these are the really important words. You know how, ... What I do is ... So you can just fashion anything that suits that person, as long as you're not comatose when you're listening to them. Okay, what's the next one? All right, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. I use this all the time when I'm doing a phone conversation, when I'm doing an inviting call. Okay, so I'll have a talk with people, listen to them, find out about them, etc., etc., and then I'll just say to them, "So, Stephanie, I'm just curious." More whiplash. Stephanie, I'm just curious. Are you married to your business, or do you keep yourself open? And most people will say, "Oh, look, I'm looking for a divorce," or "I'm not really married," or "Yes, I do keep myself open." And I'll say, "I just found out that we're about to develop a new whatever, we've got this galvanic spa that'll get rid of wrinkles in 5 minutes. Would it be okay if I talk to you about it?" Or, "So I'm just curious, are you married to your job, or do you keep yourself open?" "No, I'm keep myself open, because I just found out how people who are working for a corporation can fire their boss in 8 months and develop a really cool income. Would it be okay if I talked to you about it?" What would people say? Well, yeah, tell me about that. I'm really interested in that. So these 13 words are real attention getters, okay? Speaking of attention getters, these are statements that will freeze your product mind. Alright? So, first one is, then you're talking to somebody and you know what we were talking about before? They look like they're listening, but they're really not. They're thinking about whether they're going to have the pork sausages or the lamb chops for dinner, or when they're going to pick up the kids, or whatever. And you say, but there's a catch. And they go, oh, I knew there'd be a catch. I knew that. Yeah, we're talking about money, and I knew there'd be a catch. You've actually got to do some work. Or you've actually got to take the product. Oh, okay. But it stops them, it frees their mind, it gets them back onto the track of what you're talking about. Everybody knows, and they go, I'm part of everybody, or I'm part of... No, I'm part of everybody, okay. Everybody knows, that's me, right? It freezes their mind. Everybody knows that you need to supplement your diet these days because the goodness isn't in the fruit and veggies that we eat. Everybody says, another brain freezer, that, same thing, that the fruit and veggies that we eat aren't really good for us anymore because they freeze-dry them and early pick them and all that sort of stuff. There's an old saying that you either take nutritional supplements now or you take prescription medication later. That's a kicker. That gets their attention. How about this? This is beautiful. Most people know that they need to take supplements, but they're just not sure which ones to take. But you can use these for anything. Most people know that small business isn't doing as well as they should, but they're not sure how to improve their business. There are two types of people in the world. Those who take nutritional supplements now and those who take prescription medication later. These actually stop people's mind, and this is a really simple one. If you took life back and went on the biophotonic scanner and found your score, then if your score didn't go up, you'd get your money back on the product. If you engage in our business, then you could develop a second income that will pay your credit card. You getting this? This is really, really easy stuff if you learn how to use it. This is not difficult, okay? Here's another one. I love this. This is two statements and a solution. And you can use this for anything, okay? Two statements and a solution. And the way Tom Schreiber tells it, he says, when you're talking to people and you make these two statements, people go, wow, that person has been inside my head. They know exactly what I'm thinking. Let's have a think about this. Let's say you're talking to a woman who's over 40, she's got 3 kids, 2 at private school, 1 in primary school at the state school, and she's got a job, or she's got a business, and she's got a husband, and she's going flat stick. She's from 7 or 6 o'clock in the morning, she's flat out till 10 o'clock at night, okay? Doing everything that needs to be done. Does anyone resonate with that? I'm not a 40-year-old woman, but I mean, no. There are pumps in a short skirt, I'm not bad. No. Alright, so 2 statements and a solution. Here we go. 2 statements. Most women over 40 are juggling work, family and kids, and a social life. That's statement number 1. And they're running out of energy. There's statement number 2. Who resonates with that? Yeah, there's people in the room that resonate with that. But some women have found out how to power through the day and still be a little frisky at night. Whoa. Did we get your attention? Yeah. Even Stephanie's listening. How about that? Okay. How about another one? 2 statements and a solution. Most small business owners are not making enough profit. Statement number 1. Does anyone know anyone in small business who's not making enough profit? Yeah. Statement number 1. And I'm working hard just to pay the bills. That's about 99% of small business. But some small business owners have found a way to create another stream of income that pays all the bills and credit cards and a holiday for the family. You reckon you're going to get people's attention? You bet your sweet patootie. they're going to say to you, tell me about that. Right? These are skills that you can learn in a 10-minute session, and they will stay with you and work for you for the rest of your life. Okay, what's next? Questions to ask your prospects. This is beautiful. This is just beautiful. Let's say you're talking to somebody and they say, you know what? I just haven't had the energy for the last 2-3 years. I've been so tired. I drag myself, you know, at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I feel like a nana nap, and then get to 8 o'clock at night, and I've got to be in bed, otherwise I'm sleeping in front of the TV. Question you can ask them, would you like to do something about it? Now this is a qualifying question. You're going to find out whether they're serious about getting some more energy, or they like to be in bed at 8 o'clock at night, because then their wife doesn't give them a hard time or whatever. I don't know. All right? So, or if you'd like to be a little more subtle, have you ever thought about doing something about it? Okay, if you'd like to be a little more sensitive. These are questions that you can ask people. All right? And you'll find out whether they're serious about making more money, getting more energy, looking better, etc., etc. Or if they don't tell you anything that's going bad in their life, you can ask them, what are your 2 biggest health challenges, skincare challenges, income challenges, family challenges, husband challenges? No, that's not right. But what are your 2 biggest challenges? And they'll tell you. Okay? So let's say, what are your 2 biggest health challenges? Well, I haven't got much energy, and I'm not sure I'm eating right. Would you like to do something about it? Have you ever thought about doing something about it? Well, yeah. I'm not making enough income. I really need to, you know, my credit cards are starting to strangle me. Have you ever thought about doing something about it? Well, yeah, what could I do? Well, you know, have you ever thought about developing a second income? Yeah, how would I do that? This is not rocket science. This is relatively easy to do. It's a matter of learning the skills, and they work. This stuff works, okay? It helped Tom Schreiber build a huge income and a huge down. All right. Have fun learning these. These are all available, okay? These are all, if anyone wants this PowerPoint, they're welcome to it. There's a whole stack of stuff. Tom Schreiber's got all this stuff on audio, and there's all sorts of stuff you can buy get from Tom Schreiber. Hello. What happened? Was it something I said? Have I gone on too long?